The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Naughty Johnny's restaurant can only be described as the experience you want to recreate again and again and again. Their motto is simple food done well. You're welcome into their home at Naughty Johnny's, where you can dine on crack conch fritters, and other Bahamian favorites. There's also an international flair that's guaranteed to offer something for everyone. Enjoy a good meal and listen to a live band on their patio Friday and Saturday nights, or brunch on Saturday and Sunday. Hours are Old Fort. They're open 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturday, and 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Sunday. Naughty Johnny's. Well worth the treat.
Young cast, last, now everybody go to breakfast.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by BTC, Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, Dunkin' Donuts, Fine Threads, Island Wholesale, John's Department Store, J.S. Johnson, Joker's Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, and Tropical Gyros.
The Monday, January 23rd edition of Talking Heads is on and popping. And we got lots to talk about. And we're going to address everything that we do need to talk about. All right? But I will tell you, before we get into this, I have to say, and I will elaborate more on this in the 5 o'clock hour when we talk sports, but I have to get this out of the way. My thoughts and my prayers go out to the family of Mr. Franklin Simmons, a.k.a. Frankie the Yankee, of the show. Longtime coach. Baseball player, softball player, great husband, great father, great community man. Lost him in a heartbeat on Friday night. Doing what he loved. Coaching youth baseball, but nonetheless, tragic situation. So my thoughts and prayers go out to his family, his wife Sharon, his son Devin, all his family and friends, his former teammates, coaches, colleagues. We are all heartbroken over it. And please keep the Simmons family in your thoughts and in your prayers. And his parents as well. Okay? So that kind of puts things into perspective. You know, when that happened to me Friday, I cared less about whatever else happened over the weekend, including the Cowboys getting beat. But nonetheless, we'll talk about that in the 5 o'clock hour. But I do want to start, it wouldn't be right. I do want to start off by extending my thoughts and my prayers, my family, and all of the baseball community, softball community, extend their thoughts and prayers out to the Simmons family. Lost a great guy right there. Great guy. All right, Mr. Producer, y'all holding the text line? Send a texture, man. I know that I got a lot of hate and visceral waiting on me, man. Send it. It's all good. Phone lines are open, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Text line is powered by BTC, 422-GR96, 422-4796. Thank you, sir. Stream us live. Take us wherever you want to go. GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's GuardianTalkRadio.com. Cable channel 969, BTC Flow channel 612. That's how you get it in. That's how you get it on. You know, it's Monday. We got the Abaco report coming up. We'll be checking in with Roscoe Thompson in short order. Finally got everything coordinated. Everybody on stream. Everybody had a good line. Hey, for y'all who texted me, you can have my weekend, man. So we're going to get ready to get into the headliners. All brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads. Let's check this phone call real quick. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this? Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Hey, Reverend Big Nose.
Hey, what's going on there, Goblin? Bucket mouth.
I guess you call it stress timing.
Yeah, God. Really want to start with the stress.
I mean, now we're starting to get into the thing where people starting to hate upon one another.
Yeah, they starting to get into their feelings.
Yeah, but hey, how you doing, man? Nice pups. Neighbor's spots on my dog, so my dog's going crazy. But you know, I mean, people starting to hate what you say and don't like what you say, but they always said, I'm not even just growing up, the truth will set you free.
Exactly. You know? And what you put in the public domain, you can't never take back.
You know, some people are saying there's some videos and things went out. There's some things I said went out. And I made some comments. I say, look here, remember what I said. I only quoted what somebody else said.
Yeah, I know, Spark. That's your famous,
In regard to
retraction
this,
and extrication strategy. You know, your exit
this
strategy.
immigration thing. When you always say, Sparky, I know Brave is your boy.
Yeah, man. How you mean?
You say that, I tell you, Brave is my boy.
But your boy also got video floating around telling people, you know, we are Bahamians of Haitian descent. We are apart now, but in the future we'll be together.
What I'm saying
We must be apart now so we can be together in the future. That's it right there.
But Naughty, don't tell people that Sparky said you said that. You said it.
Right? You only quoting what was said?
You jump on TV and all kind of things, and that's my boy. He said, I is one of you and y'all is one of me. Hello?
I with you, Sparks.
That's what he said. Now it reached the point, and Loftus Roker told us from way back then that this was going to happen. None of the governments listened to it. All of them jump on the bandwagon. Then the fella come out there and tell all of us there's more of us here than y'all.
So
now we get to the point where we asked the government a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, say, knock down the shanty down. Then the lawyers and the court say, you can't knock them down. This is our country, right? You come in here, Naughty, you come into my country, you squat on my land, my government would run things, say, knock them down. The court say, you can't knock them down. 3 years later, they're building more shanty down. They're coming in here with boats with 390 people on the boat now. We can't send them back. We can't do nothing. So what can happen, Naughty, when the people wake up in the morning and tell you, y'all don't belong here because we belong to Haitians? Where we gonna go, Naughty? Where me and you go run to?
Nowhere, because this is my country. This is where I born. I'm a proud baby, and I ain't got nowhere to go.
I don't. But Naughty, I can't even go to Paradise Island unless I get $3.
Why? You don't need to.
No, I born in Chippenham. I born on Paradise Island.
Yeah, but I live right around the corner from you, and I born in the back.
But I gotta pay to go to Paradise Island.
Right.
And I gotta do that legally. How you can come in here without paying nothing, squatting, building houses all over the place?
And then have the audacity not to play the bridge still. I got you, Sparky. It's vexing.
And then what I'm saying is, when our representatives tell us that we must vote for them, and they're in a hurry to get to Bay Street, 39 of them.
Well, I tell you, that's how it goes.
That they could go there to represent us.
We got some other quarters, Sparky, so let me get to the last point so I can get to it. We got Abaco waiting. So I bet you, they got to start. They got to mean what they say.
But they represent the king now. We don't represent us no more.
That's another story for another day, Sparky. I've been like that for a little while. We got to change that culture. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Hey, Naughty.
Hey, what's going on, Jeff?
Right here, man. Very interesting and sobering words Sparky indicated there. I just want to add my 2 cents very quickly here.
My how the chickens are coming home to roost, hey, Jeff?
Yeah, it ain't just chickens. These are big, fat plump chickens came home to roost. But it's kind of duplicitous that we are supposed to be a country of law and order and governed by laws. And yet the courts have an injunction against these migrants who have built illegally in our country structures that has not followed or gotten the proper permits from any government agency, but yet we can't knock them down. We can't remove these persons, but yet they expect us to be law-abiding citizens. I mean, the duplicity of it is the vexing point.
Let me put it to you as diplomatically as I can say without getting in trouble, because, you know, certain entities and certain individuals, you know, they like to get in their feelings. Call no name, catch no blame. But I will say, I wonder why it is taking so long for the judicial portion of that to be completed and a decision being made. Is that fair enough way to say it? That's not too critical, right?
Well, Naughty.
That's not too critical, right, Jeff?
No, it's not critical.
That's a fair question, right?
You're actually on point, because the thing is, the assertions out here in the public domain is that this thing stinks all the way to the top. There are persons benefiting from the system remaining the way how it is. In the past 29, 30 years, successively, have done anything about this vexing problem. And they don't intend to do anything about the problem because they love the systems just the way how they are, because the certain individuals or groups of people are benefiting significantly from this mess. The Bahamian people are crying for a country of law and order, where it seems as the Bahamian people have to abide by the laws, but there's these certain set of people that does not have to abide by the laws, and they're flushing it straight up in your nose, in your face. Well, y'all can't do nothing about it.
Homies,
what y'all can do about that?
lovers, cronies, and friends. Don't forget family, too.
Well, you put it like that, Naughty. There's some other choice words that other people out there are using, but I won't mention them on the radio, okay? But all I know is if you expect this problem to be get really totally done in the manner that we as Bahamians want this problem to be eradicated, I don't expect this administration, to be honest with you. They may do a little something, but to the level that Bahamians really want this thing to be taken care of, it's not going to get done. So I have to say, thanks for taking my call, Naughty.
Always, Jeff. Always good points, man. Always good to hear from you. All right, Mr. Producer, let's check the headliners brought to you by Fine Threads real quick. Then we'll get to the break. I know Abaco's supposed to be zooming in, so keep an eye out for them. And we'll be getting down to Abaco, with the buzz, brought to you by John Shoes. Checking in with Roscoe Thompson and the crew right after the break. But before I get to the break, let me hit you up with the headliners. Who are what's making headlines in the 242, brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads. And I was blazing up the pages of the Nassau Guardian News and Views that matter since 1844. Huge headline. PMH probe after mother's death. Under scrutiny as woman alleged she was neglected. And my thoughts and prayers go out to the Darville family, and especially Gerard Darville and his sons. Tragic situation. Just over a week after, 33-year-old woman broadcast live from a hospital bed on social media in a desperate plea for urgent blood donations while alleging she had been neglected at PMH. She was dead. The story of Kenise Darville, a mother of three, has resonated in many circles prior to and following her death, with many, including her distraught family, demanding answers and appealing for the healthcare system to be fixed. Now, Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Michael Darville, has ordered an immediate investigation into her death. And that needs to be done. The results need to be made public. And we need to know what happened there. And this is one of many. And Kenise Darville's life cannot have gone in vain, as so many others before her in that hospital, with clouds of mystery over their passing. We need to get to the bottom of it. And who needs to be held accountable needs to be held accountable. And if it's a government facility, it needs to be maintained as such. So folks have some sort of humanity while they go through and they convalesce. And people who are passing and it can be avoided, then we need to know why this situation is happening. Man killed in alleged accidental shooting. The heartbroken mother of a man who was killed in an alleged accidental shooting on Saturday said he was meant to start a job on a Luther on Sunday. At approximately 5 p.m. on Saturday, police reported that Eduardo Fernando, 37, with a group of co-workers at the rear of a residence on Faith Avenue South when one of the co-workers attempted to clear a high-powered air rifle. It was reported that the weapon discharged, hitting Fernando to the upper body. Paramedics visited the scene and pronounced the father of 5 dead. His Majesty's coroner also visited the scene. Police are questioning a 27-year-old man in connection with the incident. Very sad, tragic situation there. U.S. government seizes over $171 million in cash from FTX founder. Story by Travis Cartwright Carroll. Davis travels to Argentina. Don't cry for me, Argentina. The photo op, Phil, is on the way. Boy, I tell you. One thing about our Prime Minister, boy, his passport could be stamped right up. Mark Phillip. Davis travels to Argentina. Prime Minister Philip Davis is in Argentina attending CELAC, the official office of the Prime Minister, OPM said last night. Well, the OPM said last night. So he's at CELAC, and he will represent the region at the 7th Summit of Heads of State of Government at the Community of Latin America as chairman of CARICOM. 5 new judges named. So read more on that. Supreme Court judges Gregory Moss, Simone Fitzgerald. That's a good old St. Andrews alumni right there. Carla Card Stubbs, Franklin Williams KC, and Cynthia Vera Hope Strawn. That's, there you have it. And that's a wrap on your headliners. Let's take the first break, Mr. Producer. Flip side of the break, we're heading to Abaco for the Abaco Report. We'll be joined by Roscoe Thompson live from Abaco, getting caught up with all things in Abaco. Real quick as we get to the break, let's take this call real quick, Mr. Producer. Caller, you got 30 seconds. What you got for me today? Who's this? Well, they're fine. If that wasn't long enough for you, check me after the break. Talking Heads, the Monday, January 23rd edition continues right after this.
When I got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. That's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
Naughty Johnny's restaurant can only be described as the experience you want to recreate again and again and again. Their motto is simple food to their home at Naughty Johnny's, where you can dine on crack conch fritters, and other Bahamian favorites. There's also an international flair that's guaranteed to offer something for everyone. Enjoy a good meal and listen to a live band on their patio Friday and Saturday nights, or brunch on Saturday and Sunday, only at Naughty Johnny's restaurant in the Old Town Plaza, Old Fort. They're open 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturday, and 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Sunday. Naughty Johnny's, well worth the trip.
Play with Island Games, we making dreams come true. Play with Island Games, we paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market, you getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy, and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first, guaranteed to play Island Games. We like them other jokers, we've been here from the start, from the bike to computer. Island Games, we can make your dream come true. We playing with Island Games.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Whether your business is in-store, on the go, or both, let Fidelity work with you to maximize your customers' payment options with a fixed or mobile terminal so that you never miss a sale. It's safer than cash and more convenient. So that for details, contact a business development officer today at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport, or visit our website at fidelitygroup.com.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Attention all KFC lovers! Are you ready to get crazy on Tuesdays? Now you can get 5 juicy mouth-watering pieces of KFC chicken for only $10. It's crazy! 5 pieces of world-famous KFC chicken, handmade with a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices for only $10. Don't miss out! This crazy offer is only on Tuesdays and only at KFC. KFC Nassau. It's finger-licking good.
Young cast, last, now everybody go to breakfast.
We're getting back into the Monday, January 23rd edition of Talking Heads right now. 4:36 p.m. is the time. Time to get into the buzz. All brought to you, of course, by John Shoes. And don't forget, new arrivals in stock right now. Every Monday and every Tuesday, new arrivals fresh out the box. Ladies, talking to y'all, because, you know, they focus on y'all on Monday and Tuesday. All right, new arrivals for the men as well and for the kids. But definitely check them out for new arrivals every Monday and Tuesday over there at John's. And don't forget, they now have smart home appliances and cookware as well for you. All right, in addition to all the goodness going on. So be sure to check them out, both locations, John's Plaza Carmichael and the flagship store over there on Rosetta today. And remember, John, serving you is a pleasure. All right, let me check the text lines real quick before we head to Abaco. Tell me why, Naughty. Tell me why do we attack our own when they try to point out the corruption and issues in our country and then be alarmed when tragedies happen, like the death of the young lady in the hospital, like migrants continuing to breach our borders, like murder bulletins that have the last name of Haitians all over it. Why do we attack our own rather than acknowledge issues? Tell me why. In all fairness, I see murder bulletins with all kind of last names all over it, if we're going to be fair and keep it 100. But I get your point. And I see where you're going with it. All right. Let's get down to Abaco for the Monday edition of, Abaco Live. First one for the new year. So glad to hear from Abaco. We got Roscoe lined up. Roscoe, what's going on, man? Happy New Year and all that good
Radio
stuff,
friend.
man. And
Same to you, my
I know the
friend.
holidays
Same
had
to
us discombobulated the first couple of weeks. And last week
Yeah.
it had internet issues, so now we finally got you up and running. Bring everybody up to snuff what's going on in Abaco.
Naughty. I
For God's
have to
sake,
get
tell us
some more-
something changed. Tell us something broke in yours favor since the last year, please.
I would like to think so. I've heard, and I want to get some confirmation, but I heard that you just have to, like with the duty free now, if you were prior approved, I'm trying to get confirmation on it because before they were making you fill out a new application and attaching your old forms to it. So I'm waiting to get confirmation on if that is still happening because I heard a little sip over the weekend that you just have to bring in your old approvals. So I really don't want to until I can actually get some concrete, but it just amazes me that, it changes from week to week or, rumors. I don't know. Why can't they just keep it one way, make it easy for Bahamians trying to rebuild.
I mean, hopefully that will work to your advantage. I mean, shouldn't that speed up the process a little bit with the ease of access of getting things done?
Yeah, going to Nassau is the holdup. I hear it's a 2 to 3 week turnaround, which that there can be a big hiccup for somebody, especially if their stuff is arriving and they need to get the clearance to get their stuff off the dock.
All right, we got a phone call coming in. Let's take this phone call real quick. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Who's this?
No, they ain't damn good, brother.
Hey, what's going on there, JJ?
I'm fine. I listen to Sparky and Jeff and everybody talking to see what a lot of people don't understand when our constitution trees in the step hanging. A lot of people should get hanging though, and they sure they get hanging. What they're doing to us. Everybody come and can take our land. Everything. If you build a wall, you got to get an architect and draw a plan and do all kind of nonsense. Things wrong with it doing to us. So let me put and say, no, if we don't fight with this country, we don't have it. See, all the parties have to stop. The talking to stop. The 19th century baby people, if you don't fight with the country, you only got nothing to get, Not even they finished school in 1979, Laos was costing 2,500 in Nassau Village, 5,000 in Gardens number 1, 2, and 3, 9,000 the rest of what the name? Carl Harbor.
Right.
Can't afford to buy land in this country right now. But the brother he can fix everything, We pay the land over land, but if they don't pay him, they ain't selling no land, they can lease land. They don't afford to put the owner land in the country. I can't own no land in America. I can't play baseball or basketball and stuff like that,
JJ, there's plenty loopholes that administrations could close, but it's bad for business when they come out of office. They go back into life and what they do for not a politician. That might be bad for business if they change them.
But I understand. See, that's the problem right there. See, that's why you don't work with these bunch of lawyers, these bunch of doctors, and these bunch of accountants. You work for construction people, the joggers, the fishermen, the farmers. Don't work with these people. When they come on, deal with these people. Deal with them. Don't play with them. These people don't like Bahamians, They don't like Bahamians. They don't like us. They don't like us. We can't even go and extend on gamble. I can't go to see a like the man comes back my business.
Man, listen, JJ, you preaching to the choir with that. You know that already. You know how I feel about that.
But I know, Naughty. I'm going.
I appreciate you, man. And like I say, we got to just keep agitating, JJ. Keep agitating. Keep talking about it. Because obviously, the longer we let it go silent, the more it'll continue to happen. You got to be the speaker to get the most oil,
Immigration has been an issue over here, and
I was just about to ask you because I've been hearing some things. But
I have to clear something up. A lot of people, we have a very short memory, I think, when it comes. After Hurricane Dorian, Desmond Bannister, at that time Minister of Works, I think the Deputy Prime, went into the farm in the different areas and were knocking down the houses. And then an injunction was put against him. Here is my question, and I said this yesterday, and I'll say it again. The Attorney General of this country needs to get off his hip.
Brian
and put this
Pinder.
before the court. Here it is. It is very simple. If you do not have a permit number, I don't care if you own the land or you don't own the land. It is illegal to build a structure without a permit number. You have to get approval from Ministry of Works, Department of Environmental Health, to make sure all plans, septic, everything, setbacks are all in place. This forming a new committee, revisiting the issue, it needs to be addressed. And this administration needs to get off its butt. John Pinder said something, which I agreed with him on a lot of what he said, that it's becoming very dire over here. But he was incorrect in saying that the previous administration didn't try to deal with it. They did try to deal with it. They had an injunction put against them.
And the injunction hasn't been heard yet, correct? It's still waiting to be decided on by the magistrate, correct?
From what I'm gathering, mum is a word. But I do say it, Ryan, the Attorney General of the country, Ryan Pinder, that is his job to do.
He's been very quiet lately on a
sure.
lot of things, man. Ever since the SPF, FTX crap hit the fan. Anyway, let me go to these phone lines real quick. We got the phone lines blowing up today. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.
Afternoon.
Hey, what's going on, 52?
I got to chime in. Good afternoon to Roscoe.
Good afternoon.
I know you say you know what's going on in Abaco, but I want to say very little today. Sold out. That's my narrative. We have been sold out, right?
Yeah.
I'll say it blatantly, and I can copy Sparky today. Because, I like how Sparky put a chronology from Ping straight up to now, right? As the complacency and dealing with this issue, right? Sparky said we've been talking, right? From then, right? I'm afraid that a talking revolution will never be a revolution, all right? And so I'll say this. I am to the point where I realize, right, blind obedience, civility or subservience wouldn't kick it for us. We are doomed just from numerology alone, Noddy, and the narratives. Everybody's turned a blind eye. We're being sold out. Somebody was attributing the statements that the PM gave to the people. This is nothing to do with color or racism. This is just about pure natural sovereignty, nationalism. Come on, man. We see the audacity of this particular demographic, Noddy. We're wallowing in the mud. We talk. There's no such thing as a talking revolution, my brother. As long as 50,000 of us don't gather, that's it. It's frivolous. It's meaningless. It's futile. Bless up.
Yeah, man, 52. Good points, as always. And I think there needs to be more unification. I think that's why we need to see more blocks in the community that work to support each other. And come election time, of a viable option to be approached by parties, and you wield some more weight. And to put it in context, when I say blocks, I mean croupier, a block of croupiers, a block of doctors, a block of lawyers, a block of teachers, a block of carpenters, a block of entertainers. So when they approach you, you could say, yeah, our association has 400 members, and we're responsible for 1,200 votes, and this is what we need as carpenters, as teachers, as doctors, as lawyers, as entertainers. See how fast a government that wants to be elected steps to you when you come at them that way, rather than everybody waiting to get their door knocked on and empty promises given to them. Now, Roscoe, what about the numbers in Abaco? Hearing some stories about the age-old story that Abaconians are outnumbered in their own island, or on their own island.
Woody, I would say at this point in time, it's very close in that regards. Now, I have to be very clear. We have to also remember legal immigration that we have, and then we have a lot of people over here too that are in limbo. Some do have a legitimate right to be here, being born or whatever, and have applied, and just that their stuff is in immigration. So there are some in that case, but the illegal side of it and what is happening, and a lot of people, I think they're starting to realize, and it's just not directed at one set of people, but the guns, the drugs, you have turmoil in Haiti right now. You got boats leaving. How are they making it all the way up this chain and not being spotted when they come across, the ocean.
Well, that's a whole story for another show for another day. But yeah, we've heard the stories.
Here in Abaco, yes, it is very close in numbers, which is sad in that regards. I do have to say that the gentleman in charge of immigration over here right now, to me, has been doing a good job in regards to raids. When boats are coming in, he's on top of it. But he doesn't have the staff. And then, of course, in our immigration department, not just here, but throughout the Bahamas, you have, as we would say it, spies or, people that pass on information.
Wow. Let me get to this phone line real quick. Roscoe, we got calls coming through again. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this? Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this? Anyway, don't worry about that one. So, real quick, Roscoe, another little question I have for you. So, you'd say it's neck and neck now as far as Bahamians and Abaconians to undocumented migrants?
I would say, because we'll never get a true number in that regards. It's too spread out now. It's from, the north to the south. It's not just now you have the big developments in Treasure Key at the farm and on SC Boodle, but they're moving into the pine forest, in different areas in the south.
Oh, God. More things change, more they stay the same. All right. Now, my question is this. You now have a situation where you have some Bahamians chiming in, and maybe you could, and I got a call. I'll be with you in 1 second. This one right here, Roscoe, maybe you could assist me on this one right here. Here's what I'm building my house. You know how long you have to get occupancy. You know how long you have to wait in order to get occupancy. And the illegal people in Abaco just building houses, they cannot be serious. So are we still having issues with that in Abaco, Roscoe, with houses still being put up, gung-ho?
Yeah. A video just circulated a couple weeks ago from Kai Mills, of houses being constructed illegally.
Kai is a brave dude, man. Kai don't play.
Right, but here it is. That could be dealt with very easily because if you don't have a permit number, it's illegal. How can you sit here and tell a Bahamian they have to go through all the proper channels and then so you're telling me I could just go to a piece of crown land and build that, I'm not going to knock it down, or you're not going to stop me?
Ah, boy. But obviously they're operating on some sort of advice that they're going gung-ho and not stopping.
Naughty, if I'm correct, if I remember correctly, then Junction said no old houses could be knocked down, but
anything
new
new
houses could be constructed.
Right, so if something new came up, you could deal with it. So why hasn't it been dealt with?
So all these houses are new that are on SC Boodle in different areas. They could be addressed. I mean, I don't understand the legal way to do a building through Abaco is you have a set of plans drawn, you take them to town planning, environmental health, Ministry of Works, and then it goes to town planning for approval. You have to show ownership of the property. You have to show that it's been stamped by Ministry of Works and environmental health. And then you get your permit number. Once the plan's been approved and it's up to specs. Then you get your permit number. Tell me, how can you go onto a lot and just build a house anywhere and you can't touch it? Because they say in the court order. The government needs to really step up their game and do something about it.
Maybe that falls under the part of what the Prime Minister was saying on the campaign trail, but we have to be apart now so we could be together later. You never know. That might fall under that umbrella.
Yeah, but it's illegal. You don't have, so you cannot get
Yeah,
electricity.
they can
cannot
figure that
get-
portion out later, man, Roscoe. You know how this thing
Yeah,
goes.
they have it turns into another mud and peas where it becomes a business. You have
And when
you
we
have
look
a
back at the
generator
original
generating.
formation of the Mud and Peas, it boils back to kind of the same scenario, hey, and the same kind of characters involved. So let's go
It
to
just
the.
it needs to be addressed.
I agree. Let's go to the phone lines real quick. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Hello, Naughty.
Hey, what's going on, bro?
Right here, buddy. I agree with what Mr. Thompson said was the truth. The judge only said no, they could knock down on the old thing. They had to come down for that.
But any new
He
structures
did not
could be
give them
demolished.
no permission to build new. So the government said right back and allowed them to build. I don't know if they got frustrated with what she said or whatever, but I blame Mr. What's his name, Pinder. When he see 2-3 houses thrown up there, he's supposed to take action right then. She said no new things to build. And we sit right back and allowed it to build. You know.
Tuxie
And
just
I
chimed
was-
in and said, well, money talks. Well, we know how that go.
Yeah,
Ranch
but
was
that's
bought,
the
maybe.
thing. That's a lot of places thrown up there. And then they on our land, they got one say illegal. They show up on your doorstep and you giving them work permit. Every day you open the paper, you got about 6 or so getting citizenship. So we giving away our country gradually. And I may be gone, but our grandchildren and children, hey, we
They need to
be
benefit
upset
from
out
it.
the creek.
They need to be entitled to that birthright as well.
But another thing I want to say too, if you remember correctly, Abaco was in problem long time ago. When they tried to do something in Abaco, the higher authorities always knocked them down, say don't do this and don't that. Then I remember a couple of years now, remember they had the referendum where they say marriage for 5 years and then you get citizenship.
Yeah.
And we vote against that. What you think that was all about? It's a good thing it's a good thing we voted no for that. Because you know what's going to be happening then. But
Yeah.
we like I say, we sit back and I call them what his name, Mr. Sass. He look like he always sightseeing, man, because he always he been this way, he been that way. I don't
This
see
is
nothing
a
get done.
photo op administration, a all buck up, go photo op
Yeah,
administration.
but Abaco was a mess long time with the immigrant, and look who represent Abaco all them years, and the thing manifest.
Yes, sir. You got to look at it. Do your history. I agree.
Yep.
I appreciate you chiming in as always, bro. Be safe, eh? Thanks for your call. Roscoe, a lot of people chiming in with the same, undocumented migrant situation. In addition to that, I've heard that some Bahamians haven't been compensated, at least 45, that haven't been compensated on a construction site allegedly up there at Baker's Bay. Now, apparently, the OPM made a statement that the Prime Minister's been involved, Minister of Labor's been involved, they're going to get it rectified. But as we speak right now, they still have not been compensated. You got any news on that for us?
I don't have any info on that in that regard. It would not surprise me in how things are handled over here or being done, and how people are being treated, in that regard. I speak to that as a Bahamian, but I do not have any info on that matter.
So we're still at the point now where you've gotten some sort of ease of access with your documents, with your paperwork, right? With your duty free. No
I'll
more.
verify that for next week, Monday.
Okay.
To get that situated, to have an actual confirmation on that. But I know that a hot topic in this country now is the illegal immigration. And Nori, let me say this: we are our own worst enemy, because we as Bahamians, and I say this, not all, but we as Bahamians are part of the problem, because we hire the patients here or people on work permits that have one for myself but might be working for you and Joe down the road and Tom over the hill. That's illegal. They're here to work for me, and two, that's something that I think the government needs to look at to address that issue. They need to start targeting the people in the companies that are hiring people with work permits that are working for other companies, or that are holders of a work permit that are working for me.
Lots to that onion still, Roscoe. But I'm glad we're heading in the right direction. What we might be seeing for next Monday. I still know we got to deal with the undocumented migrant portion of it. That is a hot topic, red button item. And I think not just in Abaco, but for all Bahamians. We got to keep an eye on the unpaid workers down there and see where that goes. In addition to that, where are we at with police officers on the island? Are we up to quota there? Or are we still lacking police officers? Are we still lacking medical professionals? Still lacking teachers? And, of course, the housing to cover all of those branches. How are we looking with that?
Those are still plaguing problems over here. And as you can see, more crimes are happening here in Abaco, and guns are being found in cars, and drugs and guns, and it needs to be addressed, and it needs to be dealt with. I think they're doing the best they can with what they have, but we always need more than what we have here in Abaco.
All right, you're breaking up just a little bit there, Roscoe, but we got to get to the news, so I want to thank you for chiming in. Glad to know we back up and running on Mondays. All right?
All right, my friend.
So
hey, Naughty.
Yeah, man.
Don't feel bad, man. Your Cowboys lost, so did my Finns. We'll be okay next year.
I know, and we got a better position in the loser lounge than yours, and y'all got to buy us a place round, so I'm good. I ain't got no worries with that.
Next year.
Yeah, go stick it in your...
I love you, bro.
Back at you. Go stick it in your blower, man. I'll talk to you next Monday. Be safe. Regards to everybody in Abaco. All right, Mr. Producer, let's get to the last break, and then let's get to the news real quick. Let me get this caller in real quick before we get to the news. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Hey, Naughty, what's happening, man?
Quick, man. I'm good, bro. What's going on?
Hey, you know what I find most baffling about this whole illegal immigration problem? With the exception of the Prime Minister, because he's not here long enough to know what's going on.
Ouch.
Which is his biggest vocal block on Carmichael. So he's expecting to do anything about the Haitians.
He's in Argentina, by the way, in case you wanted to know where he is out of the country.
He's somewhere. Just look in the sky, you will find him. But anyway, in terms of Keith Bell, his biggest voting block is Carmichael, which expect him not to do nothing. The entire PLP cabinet, no one has said not one single word about this illegal immigration problem. Not a single word from the entire PLP. So what this tells me, that this entire PLP cabinet is quite satisfied with our illegal immigration problem. The silence is deafening from this administration.
Agreed.
And I refuse to believe that all of them is okay with the state of the illegal immigration in our country. That's what's most frightening about this whole thing. No one has stepped up and said a single word.
The party line is being told on this one, I guess.
I mean, not the whippers come out. The cat line tail has come out. You know, Keith Bell and Fred Mitchell, they were quick to jump up to defend the Nation, but they haven't said one single word to defend the Bahamians.
Very good point, caller. I got to get to the news, man. Hit me again tomorrow so we can pick up this conversation in the 4 o'clock, all right? Good stuff as always. We're going to get to the news. On the flip side of the news, we'll be talking sports in the 5 o'clock hour. I'm going to pay a tribute to my good friend, the late Mr. Frankie Simmons, Frankie the Yankee. Can't believe he's gone, man. And, of course, we'll be talking sports, including my Cowboys going down to the 49ers again. It's all good. We're going to talk about it on the flip side of the break as the Monday, January 23rd edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Shoes and accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. Whatever the occasion, John's is confident you will find what you're looking for among our always growing collection of amazing and trendy styles. We cover women, men, children, the whole family. Together with John's great prices and helpful and friendly customer service, your experience in shopping with us will be time well spent. Too busy to come in store? Shop with us online. www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on in today at John's, where we put fashion at your feet.
Refined style with elegant taste. Divine Threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then Fine Threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then Fine Threads is your place. Define style with elegant take threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
With so much going on in the world today, only accepting cash at your business can be risky. Let Fidelity offer you and your customers safety, convenience, and the flexibility of a fixed or mobile terminal. Take it with you, on the move and on the go, because business should never stop. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit us at any of our branches.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Flavor alert! The Dunkin' Maple Sugar Bacon Breakfast Sandwich is the perfect blend of maple and smoked bacon in every bite. Enjoy a fluffy egg, melted Swiss cheese, and sweet caramelized maple sugar smoked bacon, all stacked on a warm, flaky croissant. Make it a combo with lightly seasoned hash browns and your favorite freshly brewed Dunkin' coffee. Tap into maple flavor today at Dunkin'. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Young cast, last. Now everybody go to breakfast. Choco.
The Monday, January 23rd edition of Talking Heads continues right now. And we're into the 5 o'clock hour. So you know we're talking sports. And of course, you know we're going to start it off like we always do with Today in Sports History. All brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. Well worth the trip out there to the Old Fort Shopping Plaza. Monday through Friday, great for lunch and dinner. Then on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, great for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast starting at 9 a.m. Don't forget the happy hour Wednesday, Naughty Johnny's. So definitely check them out. Give them a call, see what they got going on for you. 377-7776. All right, on this date, January 23rd, in sports history, 1879, the National Archery Association was organized in Crawfordsville, Indiana. 1944, the Detroit Red Wings set record for the most goals, most consecutive goals, and most points in a game. The Red Wings beat the New York Rangers 15-0 and had a total of 37 assists. 1950, NFL owners approved the unlimited substitution rule that had been used on a trial basis for 1949. 1966, the Detroit Red Wings ended a streak of 47 straight wins when leading after two periods. The streak started on November 21st, 1964. 1982, Diana Ross performed the U.S. national anthem at the Super Bowl. 1985, O.J. Simpson became the first Heisman Trophy winner to be elected to Pro Football's Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. 1988, at the Quaker State Open, Bob Benoit won a $100,000 bonus and became the first bowler to win a televised tournament by rolling a perfect 300 game. 2002, the NHL fined Theo Fleury of the New York Rangers $1,000 for making an obscene gesture to fans after a game the night before. Sports quote of the day: "Go out that door, Hockney, University of Notre Dame football coach, after an inspiring halftime talk." Preceded that by saying, "Win one for the Gipper." There you go. And that's a wrap right there on Today in Sports History. All brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. Well worth the trip out there to the Old Fort Shopping Plaza. Give them a call today to see what they got going on. 377-7776. All right, I'm waiting for Pearlie to zoom in. And we'll get to that. But as we get into the home court, who else making headlines, in the local sports scene, all right? Don't forget, and it's all brought to you, of course, by Burger King Nassau. Don't forget, they got the great morning breakfast vibe going on for you. Hello, morning. Sausage, egg, and cheese sandwiches going on. Flaky and tasty at your favorite BK location. And don't forget that meat Whopper going on as well. Get it for you with all the meat, all plant-based. Either way, it's all good. Get it as a combo. Get it by itself. It's waiting for you at your favorite Burger King location for takeout, drive-thru, and delivery with the Craven app. All right, now, before we get into the local sports scene, again, let me just say this again, and I want to get this out of the way because I know some people may have missed it, okay, in 4 o'clock hour. But I definitely know my sports aficionados are listening in right now. And I'll tell you, on Friday, it's one of those days that go down, you'll never forget it, as long as you live. Lost a very good friend, a very good husband, a very good father, a very good baseball coach, great human being, mentor, counselor, community man, and Franklin Simmons, a.k.a. Frankie the Yankee. And he passed away coaching youth baseball. Right there on the field. Initially, he was taken to the hospital, later on passed away. But we think that it was, whatever it was massive and instant. But again, I'm no physician, so we got to wait until, the autopsy plays out. But to the family, tremendous loss. Not only to the family, but to the community, the sporting community, baseball, softball, the church community. He was a great guy, great people. Call the show often. Would get into it with me and Pearlie about the Yankees. Frankie the Yankee. Discovered Jazz Chisholm, discovered Lucius Fox. I was looking for the next one because he loved baseball, loved sports. So it put a lot of things into perspective for me. So when we talk about sports today, know that it's coming from a perspective where life is way more important than the games we play on fields and whatever level we play them on. So again, to his family, my thoughts and my prayers go out to you, his wife Sharon, his son Devin, all his family, his friends, his parents, former players, current players, teammates, past and present, softball community, baseball community, is a tremendous loss. And to see how it affected those young men. And as a team, we're going to take the right steps to get them the grief counseling they need and continue and win a championship for Coach Simmons because that's what he saw in these guys. So that's what we got to do. But know full well that you need to just take every day, take that 1 second out and tell the people you love that you love them. Don't get too caught up. Don't get too busy. Just take that one moment. Life is fleeting. It is passing. And you can never question God's timing. God's timing is always perfect. I learned that from the loss of my mother. So please continue to keep the Simmons family in your thoughts and prayers. Okay? Continue to keep that 12U team, the Green Pirates, in your thoughts and prayers. Those kids took it hard. Okay? So know from whatever we talk from this point on, know how I have things in perspective. All right? Chop it up and we'll have a great conversation. And you can pour it on about my Cowboys and losing to the 49ers. We can chop it all up. But just remember, put things into perspective. And know what's, the pecking order of the totem pole, what really matters. Put that into perspective. Always remember what really, really matters. And to the texting and extending their condolences, I greatly appreciate it. And I will extend those condolences on to the family and to the team. I will. All right, let's look at the local sports scene. And yes, I am going to miss Frankie the Yankee. Real talk. Real good dude. Not too many people I open up to. And I was somebody I could talk to, So I'm taking it just as hard in my own way as a lot of other people. But I will be strong for Frankie, for Coach Simmons, and for the team, and for the parents. But no, it is a rough blow. And again, my thoughts and prayers go out to his family. That's what matters the most right now. Embrace them, comfort them, cover them, pray for them. All right, let's look at the local scene. 2 more from iElite signed contracts Arthur goes to the Cardinals. Delancey signs with the Red Sox. Chad Delancey signed with the Boston Red Sox at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium on Saturday. He's a member of the iElite Sports Academy, along with co-founder and coach Albert Cartwright, and of course iElite president and co-founder and head coach Jerron Sands. Another discovery, another young Bahamian into the major league pipeline. Andrew Arthur also signed with the St. Louis Cardinals at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium on Saturday as well. And, another great batch of iElite products. I'm really excited. It's a good feeling. It's going to be a long process to get into my ability, and I'm prepared to put in the work. Andrew Arthur. So read more about that story by Sheldon Longley. Baseball, like I say, doing it and continuing to do it. A lot of kids blossoming. And, excited to see what the next crop is going to do. Jones eyes title for the Liberty. Story by Simba French. On Friday, Bahamian Jonquil J.J. Jones was introduced by her new team, the New York Liberty, a team Jones requested being traded to from the Connecticut Sun. The Liberty is an original team in the WNBA, from the 1997 campaign, but has not won a title despite making 4 trips to the WNBA Finals. Those 4 trips came in the league's first 6 seasons, and the Liberty haven't been back to the finals since the 2002 season, span of 21 years. So we'll see what's going on. But I definitely think she's onto something. Welcoming Jones to New York via social media was the Nets' Kevin Durant, a former NBA Most Valuable Player and a 2-time NBA Finals MVP. Durant said, Jonquil, welcome to New York City. We're excited to have you here. Can't wait to watch you ball in the Barclays Center. It's going to be so much fun this summer. I can't even wait. Much love. Welcome. So there you go. Embraced. And I think a great opportunity to do well playing basketball and make money endorsement-wise as well. So that's something that we definitely have to keep an eye on. All right? And a few more Bahamian athletes qualify for Carifta. All right? Cassie Thompson, meeting the standards in qualifying for the 50th Carifta Games set for April 8th through the 10th, 2023. Were Alexandria Komalafi and Cassie Thompson, as they bring the number of qualifiers up to 10. Komalafi achieved the mark in the under-17 girls high jump at the DTSP Wolfpack Nebel Wisdom Track Classic at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium on Saturday. Thompson went under the Carifta standard in the under-20 girls 200 meters at the RAD College Invitational at the Alachua County Event Center at Celebration Point in Gainesville, Florida on Friday. So there you have it. You had 2 qualifiers right there. Getting it done and getting it in. So good stuff. All right, Mr. Producer, let's get to the first break. On the flip side of the break, we'll get into who's in and who's out. All brought to you, of course, by Tropical Gyros. We'll be talking NBA. Got a big trade in the NBA today. Lakers made a move. Traded for Richie Hashimura, the Wizards. We'll talk NFL playoff, divisional round postmortems. We'll look at the upcoming AFC and NFC championship games. And we'll have a glance at the games on tap tonight with our pro picks. That's all coming up. And I'm sure we'll hear from Earl the Pearl on the flip side of the break at some point. All right, as the Monday, January 23rd edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
With fine style, with elegant taste, then Fine Threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then Fine Threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then Fine Threads is your place. With elegant taste, then Fine Threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. Whatever the occasion, John's is confident you will find what you're looking for among our always growing collection of amazing and trendy styles. We cover women, men, children, the whole family. Together with John's great prices and helpful and friendly customer service, your experience in shopping with us will be time well spent. Too busy to come in store? Shop with us online. www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on in today at John's, where we put fashion at your feet.
Flavor alert! The Dunkin' Maple Sugar Bacon Breakfast Sandwich is the perfect blend of maple and smoked bacon in every bite. Enjoy a fluffy egg, melted Swiss cheese, and sweet caramelized maple sugar smoked bacon, all stacked on a warm, flaky croissant. Make a combo with lightly seasoned hash browns and your favorite freshly brewed Dunkin' coffee. Tap into maple flavor today at Dunkin'. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
Young cast, last, now everybody go to breakfast. Choco.
Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, the Monday, January 23rd edition of Talking Heads continues right now. And we need to talk, who's in and who's out. We go international now, all brought to you, of course, by Tropical Gyros. Be sure to check out Tropical Gyros, both locations. You got the flagship store, Mackey and Rosetta, open until 6. And you got the newest location in the West, R&D Plaza, JFK, open until 7. So be sure to check out both locations. Get your gyros on. Big up to Chef Carmen and the crew. And Dolphin Nation. Yeah, boy, I hope y'all got the Loser Lounge cozy for me, though. Y'all know what to drinking. Just make sure, I got better seats than y'all and listening ready to go. I plan on doing some damage. All right. So with that being said, let's jump on in. I got some news out of the NBA first and foremost. Trade news. The Lakers. Yes, the Lakers have jumped in the fray and made a trade. All right? And the Lakers have traded with the Washington Wizards for Rui Hachimura. Okay? Now, the Lakers have traded draft picks for a player for the Washington Wizards. Now, it wasn't Kyle Kuzma like initially reported, but according to Adrian Wojnarowski, and we'll hear from Woj in a minute, the Lakers are acquiring Rui Hachimura from the Wizards in exchange for Kendrick Nunn and 3 second-round picks. Chicago's 2023 second, the less favorable of Washington's and LA's second in 2028, and LA's own 2029. The Lakers, per Woj, are making the move with the intention of re-signing Hachimura, who will enter restricted free agency over the summer. There is no word yet on how many metric tons of salt LA will be dispersing as part of this deal. Okay? I'm telling you. Because, boy, I tell you got to, what? Yeah. Kind of funny because Kuzma thought he was coming back. But overall grade from Woj, a B on the trade. All right, there are two prisms through which this move must be viewed for the Lakers. The cost and fit of Hachimura and what the deal says about how they'll approach the rest of the deadline. Nothing nuclear needs to be taken away from LA's overall logic. The team is not one Richie Hachimura flyer away from title contention. But the Lakers aren't bridging the galaxy, all right, separating them from a championship aspirations with out giving up by those 2027 and 2029 first-round picks. So to get Hachimura, somebody who they probably could re-sign long-term, who fits well in the rotation, for Kendrick Nunn and a couple of second-rounders, let's do it. Let's see how it pans out. Let's go to Adrian Wojnarowski right now from ESPN and, of course, the NBA. And let's get his take on this Rui Hachimura trade between the Lakers and the Wizards.
Hey, Malika, there were discussions as late as last night that included bigger trades than just a two-way deal with LA. I was told that there were some three-way talks that would have involved Phoenix, but those larger trade discussions fell by the wayside. And then LA and Washington this morning zeroed in on the deal that they offer for Kendrick Nunn and those 3 second-round picks, a 2023 pick that LA has via Chicago, and the Lakers' own 2029 pick. And this was a player, Hachimura, who had wanted to be moved, did not reach a contract extension on his rookie extension this summer and into the fall with Washington, and wanted to be finishing games. That wasn't happening. And Kyle Kuzma certainly moved into a significant role in this Wizards front line. And I think for Washington, this is a chance for them, to move on from Hachimura and get some draft capital back without taking salary back from the Lakers, and a Laker team now that obviously with Hachimura, gets a young wing player, wing defender, 3-point shooter, a corner 3-point shooter. He's shown some success doing that in the last couple of years, and I'm told the Lakers certainly would like to sign Hachimura to an extension this summer. He'll be a restricted free agent.
Thanks for watching ESPN.
Right, so there you have it. I think the Lakers, if they made this deal, they obviously have intentions of signing Hachimura long term. All right? So we'll see how it pans out. All right, let's recap the NFL over the weekend. Let's check your scores from the NFL, from the divisional playoff weekend.
Yes, I'm excited. Let's do that. Hi, Naughty. How are you?
Where you come from, though?
You were talking about Hachimura in the trade.
You just appeared like a hot, stale pump, man.
You said the key words. Let's recap the games over the weekend. That excited me.
That excited you, eh? Well,
you know what really upset me about this whole weekend?
You only you're a hating Dolphin, and you've been gone long time, and you wanted misery like company.
No, my dear friend Kenver out of West End, Grand Bahama, called me saying the same thing, and I said, no, that's not what it is. Cowboy fans too cocky. You kind of remind me of us Sockers, but without the backup.
Anyway.
But no, let me tell you what really upset me for this weekend.
People know
I did not
it.
Get the Island games on time to put my parlay in, and I would have swept.
Okay. Only the Dolphins will call it now. So authoritative on football. You can hear it in their voice. They're so happy that the Cowboys lost. But let me remind you, you lost a bet to me.
Yeah, I forget that.
Okay?
I forget that. Unfortunately, I have to put on that Dak. I'm gonna put on like on Aikman.
No, I can make you put on Dak, and I can do it up good now for your insolence today calling in. Because I got to live with what you said, but you wanted to make that stupid sock reference and tie it to my Cowboys. Now we have a problem. So I said
without the backup. I said without the backup.
Listen, exactly. Because if you look at what Dallas has done with 5 Super Bowl trophies, Sock got a long way to go. They're not 5 Super Bowl trophies.
28 or 30 BAISS championships, and gonna get the next one this year.
Yeah,
28 out of 30.
But see, kind of like the Cowboys, Jerry would be a St. Andrews dude because he signs the checks and employs you all in the long run. So at the end of the day,
it don't matter who employ who, just pay me.
So to quote the Harvard Fight song, it's all right, it's okay, you're going to work for us one day.
Guess what? You can write the check, but the people still ain't coming to see you. They coming to see me. Even though you write the check, they still coming to see me.
But I'm making money off you, though.
It don't matter. I still live in a good life.
So who's the winner?
I still making money. I still making money. I getting paid. I live in a good life. It don't matter. I don't need to be a multi-billionaire. I just a millionaire. I'm happy.
And guess what?
I get everything I want.
For all this popping off you doing, you would have gladly traded to see Tua play one more week and be in the divisional round.
Who wouldn't? Of course I would.
Okay then. So shut up.
But it is just glorious. Got that seat I had next to me. One for you, one from Kenville, and one for Delilah. And one for Terrence, the AG, Bastian. I had 4 seats, and I was just waiting for you all to come see. I was drinking on the JD and getting drunk.
Anyway, as we do the postmortem, you look at the recap of the weekend. You had Kansas City stave off. We get to all that in a second.
Okay.
Start off on Saturday. The Jags gave them a good run for their money, but obviously, in Kansas City, things always, got a little different mojo going there. In addition to that, Mahomes showed, one of those Herculean, historic, monumental, efforts of playing an injury. You know what I mean? He had his Willis Reed moment. They weren't going to be denied.
That really was awesome.
Cincinnati played excellent against Buffalo, punched them up in the mouth because you know that's what the Dolphins couldn't do. So that's what you love doing. That was your big nemesis, but you couldn't get thrown out the race. Sent you home. He was glad to see them go.
Listen, my third string quarterback couldn't do it, but Cincinnati's first string quarterback did it. All right, no problem.
Listen, you can say what you want. Y'all was done lingering in the loser rounds long before all of us. But speaking of that Cincinnati team, I like Cincinnati to win the AFC Championship, and I like them to meet up with the 49ers in the Super Bowl because you know that's going to be the third go-round for this historic rivalry in the Super Bowl. 49ers lead it 2-0, but I like Joe Burrow to get it done this year, light up the cigar, because obviously with Brady exiting, and we know even if he comes back to the Raiders next year, the swan song is on. The AFC and the NFL are going to need a new face, right? And they're never going to give that face to an African-American. Not the face of the quarterback. Not that position. They can hold on to that for eternity as best they can. So Jalen Hurts, get it out your mind. Burrow going to be the face of the league. Burrow going to get it done.
They're trying to give it to Josh Allen, but, he's failing.
Miserably. And they tried to give it to Tua, but he couldn't remember if they did or they didn't. So he's not an option.
Oh, so it's still 2 Browns.
He couldn't remember if they gave it to him or not. That's the bigger picture there.
I heard that.
I reiterated it. Yeah. So anyhow, talking to the Cowboys though. Yeah. Let's get to the AFC, to the NFC. The Giants, they got punched up in a divisional matchup. They Philadelphia beat a team they were supposed to beat, just like San Francisco beat a team they were supposed to beat too. If you consider the whole Tampa Bay theory when we beat the Buccaneers, well, they beat a team they were supposed to beat. Well, y'all were the favorites. Y'all won a game y'all were supposed to win. Now, I'm not going to sit here today and make excuses. No. You do something over and over and over again the same way with the same results, it's called lunacy. Now, there's a couple of things I see, and I can be quite honest with you. Until the good Lord comes and takes Jerry Jones to paradise, a la Al Davis, this is not going to change. He's become the new Al Davis. That's number one. Number two, Cowboy fans. Jerry makes more money when the Cowboys lose than when they win. Number three, Jerry obviously now is going to look to improve on the situation. But obviously, where do we start? Is Mike McCarthy going to be the coach? Is he going to fire McCarthy, go with Dan Quinn? Or is he going to let everybody go and go court Sean Payton? That remains to be seen. But Jerry had a lot to say coming out. So for the first couple of things, I'm going to say let's hear from Jerry Earl, and then I'll address the situation as far as the team goes, as far as Dak, Pollard, the defense and everything, right after we hear from Jerry and head coach Mike McCarthy. All right, this is post-game. Here's Jerry Jones' take on everything, including Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy. And when we finish here from Mike Earl, now you'll see why I'm saying don't trust Jerry saying everything is copacetic. You listen to it and tell me what you think, if he ain't about to get juked or not. All right, let me know.
Okay. Who ultimately provided the game-winning touchdown for the San Francisco 49ers, thus effectively ending the season for the Dallas Cowboys. As you might imagine, Jerry Jones probably not thrilled. Here's his reaction moments ago.
Of course, we want to really congratulate San Francisco. They beat the best of us tonight, and so I want to give them again. They played well, they coached well, and I thought defensively it was just that. It was two really outstanding defensive teams, giving it the best they got. You would know how proud I am of these guys in here. That's a good team. Frankly, turnovers do settle the scores with games like that. And I'm so disappointed for our fans. And this felt good. This felt good today. Felt good with the team. But San Francisco had something to say about that. But we've got a locker room full of sick players and coaches to go along with the literally hundreds of thousands of Cowboy fans that are sick.
Jerry, obviously, you mentioned the 2 interceptions for Dak Prescott. What did you make of his performance today?
Well, I think that the turnovers we got were going to make the difference. I think we maybe 1-2 in the top 3 getting turnovers. And actually, if you looked at the score and looked at all the stats and looked at everything, the extra turnovers, probably the difference. Now, penalties were seriously, you guys know all the stats. But our team is one that could have handled the situations on anything we had tonight. We came up short. We're sick. We're sick.
What did you think?
Sick.
What did you think of the possession there with about 3 minutes left where you guys went 3 and out, so you really had to punt it away?
Well, they had a lot to say about it, but it appears to me we're schemed pretty good out there by their defensive coaches. We schemed them pretty good too. So that was a big difference. We had it there for us. Probably right up until the last 3 or 4 minutes, we had it there for us to go get a step farther to the championship. But still, I'm sick. Don't have really anything material or important to listen to say. That I had a different ending to this thing. Thanks, guys.
You mentioned
as a whole today. You had 2 teams just battle slugfest, and we just didn't quite do enough. I mean, it's you can go through the statistics, the decisions, and I thought defensively, we did a really good job, for the most part. But yeah, would we like to have a couple more stops? Yes. We need more third down conversions on offense? Yes. We could use that to red zone production. So. Obviously, just extremely disappointed. This has been an incredible journey, with this group of men, and we came up short tonight to a very good football team.
Brock Purdy, man, who continues to win, and we'll hear from him. You know what, Kermit? I really don't want to hear from Dak Prescott again, but we'll be back and so on. I don't want to hear that. I really don't hear from Dak. Let's hear from Brock Purdy, then we'll get to Purdy.
Yeah, great. Brock does look great, and of course that's George Kittle who said that first. I'll ask you, I was looking for you as Dallas gets the ball back here. What's going through your mind?
Man, we're just excited that we won. Everyone did their part. It's playoff football. It's never easy, but we're moving on.
Hey, we're calling that the George Kittle drive there in the third that sparked it with that circus catch that you had, that 30-yard catch. How'd you catch that? With your helmet, your hand? How'd you do it?
I saw Huff did it a couple weeks ago against the Rams. I was like, what? How can I make this as dramatic as possible? Just shout it to Brock. I actually wasn't even in progression, and he still found me, so that's all that matters. So I just appreciate him giving me a shot catching the ball.
Tell me what your reaction was when you saw him make the catch.
Man, I thought he was going to one-hand grab it, and then he started bobbling it. I was like, come on, man.
Tip drill.
And yeah, it was a tip drill, but he came down with it, and we're glad that we got George on our team.
Yeah, and he finds every camera, by the way. I mean, we have 4 of us. He won't talk about himself, but I'm going to
talk about him.
Great.
What do you want me to say?
I would like you to getting you into the NFC Championship game.
Wow. Brock Purdy get us the NFC Championship game? I mean, he's only won, I think, like 7 in a row now. Good job, Brock. Playing at a high level, getting our best players to football. He's awesome and confident in the huddle. He's just doing a great job. And the best part is he shows up every single day. He's humble, and all he wants to do is get better. And he's going to be great for us next week and just continue on after that.
What does it mean to you to show up in Philly next week and have a chance at the NFC Championship?
Man, that's what NFL football is all about, to go in a hostile environment like that. Like, we're excited. We're ready for it.
Appreciate you both.
Thank you, Aaron.
You going to go have fun now?
Yes.
Obviously not put off by the moment is Brock Purdy. Purdy, we got to get to the break at about 47 because we got Rich Eisen with the Overreaction Monday involving, the NFL, Shannon Sharpe and LeBron and the big scrap with the Grizzlies. Yeah, so you have a good, Overreaction Monday. But what's your take on the whole situation, coming out of Dallas? Do you think that McCarthy might be on that seat? He might get jugged. That Jerry might go with that Sean Payton?
Personally, I didn't see him I didn't see him mess up like he did last year or the year before. I thought he did pretty well in the playoffs. I think it's more on Dak than it is on McCarthy. I don't think, and I think, okay, then you McCullough, but Keller, what's your
Kellen Moore has to be held accountable in all this as well too.
I think he did some poor play calling,
horrible scheming, and when Pollard went down, he had nothing as a backup.
He didn't have a backup to it, so that kind of hurt. And I think Dallas got to seriously consider whether Dak is your future.
No, and I'll be honest with you now. He's at 7 years, and when we got the 7 year with Romo, well, all right, here we go, 7 years. I don't know.
You can't get me over the hump. Somebody else can get me over the hump.
You got it, and Dallas has to seriously look at that. And we could talk about this tomorrow. I even heard one coming in today. Dak to the Raiders for Derek Carr, and then use Derek Carr as a stopgap to find another franchise quarterback.
Maybe find somebody in the draft phase. There's pretty good quarterbacks.
And the money works out. But I'll be honest with you. Dak is starting to remind me of that Tony Romo who used to get us to within one game of the playoffs and got to win one game at the end of the year against a division rival and couldn't do it. And he did it 3 straight years, lost to Washington, New York, and Philadelphia. Look, I don't want a great regular season record. To hell with 12-5. Give me 9-8 if you could be balling right during the playoffs and go in there and punch people in the mouth and do what you need to do. Don't worry about the regular season if we can't get beyond. Okay, now albeit we got a road win in the playoffs, the first round. We made it to the divisionals, but that's what we've stalled. Still haven't been to the NFC Championship game, let alone smell a Super Bowl. And this cycle continues. So Jerry needs to do something. And if he's not going to take a step back and be a little less hands-on, these are going to be the continued same results the Cowboys get. But they got some soul-searching to do. Now, is it fixable? Do they have talent on the team? Yes, provided they bring in the right coordinators to replace Moore and Quinn, because both of them are gone, one way, shape, or form. And obviously, you got to look. And if you go with a Sean Payton, Dak is not Sean Payton's kind of quarterback. Derek Carr is. So let's start looking at where all this goes. We got lots to talk about in the offseason, but the brunt is right now, Dak really got one more chance with Cowboy Nation. If you don't get it done this year, you need to start looking at the jettison because now you're 3 years into that 5-year contract. You feel me?
Yeah, but I don't know why you keep thinking Sean Payton. I don't see Sean Payton in Dallas.
I'm just, hey, that's the hot button item right now, Earl, and the rumor. I personally think McCarthy stays. He's a yes man. He's a 12-5 yes man. If he gets some good coordinators with him, he'll make noise again next year and disappoint Cowboy Nation in the playoffs, as always. And Jerry will be happy he made some money, and there we are.
Listen, you should really snatch the defensive coordinator from the 49ers. He's the hottest thing out there. He had 4 interviews day before yesterday and canceled 2.
They probably going to keep him and give him money to stay.
Well, we'll see. And he went on 2 interviews, and then
they might do that. They might do that with Quinn in Dallas too. Don't be surprised if they do that too. Pay him to stay as a defensive coordinator.
I think Quinn wants to be a HC, and
he deserves to be. His team, the defense showed up and balled out yesterday.
He didn't have good luck in Atlanta.
Yeah, the defense balled out for him yesterday. You can't point a finger at the defense at all.
Yeah. So, your defense stepped it up yesterday.
And I'm telling you, I know that.
And it wasn't like any great, super fantastic play hurt y'all, No. In terms of
Dak needed to be there.
Kittle had the great catch, and then McCaffrey had that good run.
Yeah, but hold on. If we don't make that red zone interception and we're not overcompensating for a bipolar kicker, they should be there. And Dak should have been able to get them down the field in the fourth quarter with 4 minutes left after they went up 19-12. You got 4 minutes. Make the drive. That's what we pay you for.
Yeah.
Didn't get it done.
But then we see how really good the 49er defense is.
It is.
And I think the 49, I think if it's cold in Philly and it hurts can get to his level, it's going to be a really good game. I think the 49ers can win it. And I think Kansas City can pay back Cincinnati for what they did to them last year.
I like Cincinnati and San Francisco, but we got all week to talk about it, Pearly. Got to get to the break now, and we got Rich Eisen taking us home. So I appreciate you chiming in. We'll pick up the conversation tomorrow.
Before we go, I know this can touch you, but I want to say, and my heart, I dedicated the show to Frankie today.
Yeah, I did too.
That was a blow.
I gotta go to practice with them little fellas in a minute, man. So don't make me cry.
My prayers are with you guys. My prayers are with his family. I know the wife very well. We all went to SAC. He coached my boys at Freedom Farm. So my prayers are with the family, lots of the family.
Great guy, bro. Great people.
Great brother. Really good brother. The good ones always good.
But you know, we got to talk about Frankie the Yankee plenty on this show, right up until the service and everything and beyond, because that's how he was. Yeah. And that's how he is. All right, Purdy, I appreciate you.
Right,
old stinking Dolphin Caucus. You're still my boy. Go put something in the air fryer.
With me. I got to you. I will shout out to my good friend Terrence Bastian at Dallas Cowboys. So sorry, bro, but welcome to the Losers Lounge. I got some JD for you.
Yeah, he knows the way too. He been there long before us. Anyhow, we go on. Let Rich Eisen take us home. See you later.
Flavor alert! The Dunkin' Maple Sugar Bacon Breakfast Sandwich is the perfect blend of maple and smoked bacon in every bite. Enjoy a fluffy egg, melted Swiss cheese, and sweet caramelized maple sugar smoked bacon, all stacked on a warm, flaky croissant. Make it a combo with lightly seasoned hash browns and your favorite freshly brewed Dunkin' coffee. Tap into maple flavor today at Dunkin'. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
When I got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. So Treatment Centers of America. Within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number. They see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. That's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
J.S. Johnson Insurance agents are the best. Reliable service, we've been on the scene, protecting since 1919. J.S. Johnson Insurance has the test. You'll always cover me. J.S. Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Play with Island Games, we making dreams come true. Play with Island Games, we paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market, you getting cash in your pocket. Island Game policy is tradition, so when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first, guaranteed to pay. Island Games, we like them other jokers, we've been here from the start, from the bike to computer. Island Games, we can make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Attention all KFC lovers! Are you ready to get crazy on Tuesdays? Now you can get 5 juicy mouth-watering $10. It's crazy! 5 pieces of world-famous KFC chicken, handmade with a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices for only $10. Don't miss out! This crazy offer is only on Tuesdays and only at KFC. KFC Nassau. It's finger-licking good.
Young cast, last.
That was terrible. That was crap. That was garbage. This place sucks.
Overreaction Mondays. Monday.
All right, here we go. Go for it, Christopher. What do you got?
Hey, guys, what's up?
What's up, bro?
Did you enjoy the football over the weekend?
I enjoyed the football. Some of it. All of it,
It was bad because we love the Bills. We love Josh Allen, but I'm looking into my crystal ball, Rich. I think Josh Allen is on pace to be the Phillip Rivers of his generation.
Oh my goodness.
With Mahomes and Burrow.
You mean like a Hall of Famer? Easy there.
Put up a lot of stats, but he's playing against 2 guys and
making the AFC Championship game once.
And Burrow and Mahomes, like Manning and Brady. There's just not enough room for him at the championship table. Really good player, great career. Doesn't have enough to get it over the top.
I'll say that's an overreaction. I will say I believe in Josh Allen's talent to win it all, and that I believe his season, where I guess McDermott is the Marty Schottenheimer and have 14 wins and they're the best team out there, and I would love to see a LaDainian Tomlinson alongside him and see what happens. I'd love to see a running back turn into his touchdown maker as opposed to him having to heave it down the field. As you know, I want to see more of a running game. Way too soon to say that he's not winning a Super Bowl and he'll go to Hall of Fame. He'll go to Hall of Fame finalists lists because of his statistical prowess. which is what I think you're saying about Phillip Rivers. Gamer, a terrific quarterback, one that makes Pro Bowls, one that can knock off one of the best teams in the business, shock them.
Every now and then.
And you think Phillip Rivers is going to the Hall of Fame?
I do think that he'll be in the Hall of Fame one day.
I think so, probably.
Yeah, I do.
I don't.
What else, Chris? What else you got over there?
You like it? I thought that was a good take. Saturday is enough evidence that the Giants should move on from Daniel Jones.
I don't think they're gonna.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Saturday was enough to say, this is what you're getting. Great, fine regular season. Is Daniel Jones going to win you a Super Bowl?
He knocked the Vikings out.
The Vikings were junk. They were trash. They were frauds all year long, and we all knew it. Rich, you wouldn't even put them in your power rankings for like 2 months. You knew they weren't that good. Everybody knew they weren't good. Everyone and their mother picked the Giants to upset the Vikings. We knew that was going to happen. Big stage, divisional opponent. They got absolutely whacked by Philly.
I think the Giants are going to hold on to him, and I'll say that's an overreaction. That he finally showed what can be done when he's in the hands of a bona fide head coach who knows what he's doing on the offensive side of the ball. And let's see what the Giants do. I think they're going to end up re-signing him, and I do not support that Saturday's performance is a sign that he's, what is it, trash, to use a phrase?
That's not what I said.
Oh, the Vikings are trash. My bad. I just got thrown off by the trash.
135 yards in the biggest game of the career.
The Eagles are just a better team, Chris. They were all year long when they saw the Giants. That doesn't mean that Jones can't get surrounded enough or blossom enough to not be that guy. Chris?
We're looking at a Bengals-Eagles Super Bowl. Let's go! Let's go!
You can't say
Bengals and Eagles.
No, it's not an overreaction at all. I mean, if Mahomes is a shadow of himself, and as you heard Chris Long say, that part of the playbook won't be the entire defensive playbook is open for the Bengals, and then you saw the way that the Eagles were able to handle their business. I think obviously the Niners are a tougher team than the Giants significantly, but you can't say that that's not an overreaction. I mean, that's an absolute feasibility and one that I might even consider getting off my Chiefs-Niners prediction that I held on to from Thanksgiving to the outset of the playoffs. I might hop on this at the end of the.
Who would you pick in this game, Bengals-Eagles?
I mean, at this point in time, how do you go against Joe Burrow? How do you do it?
You want to know why you can't do it, Rich?
Why, Chris?
Because Joe Burrow is the best player left in these playoffs.
You could make that case. We just don't believe it because he's a Bengal. We don't believe it because he didn't win it last year. We don't believe it because you think the Niners have it and the Eagles have it and the Chiefs have it. I don't know, man. I mean, Mahomes being hurt, high ankle sprain is no joke. Like, that's going to be this week, and even with a bye week, it's going to be that week if they get past the Bengals.
He could barely hand the ball off.
Dude, this is no joke. So I'll say that's not an overreaction either. What else, Chris?
All right, sorry, TJ. Look, this is how it's going to be for the Cowboys, man. A wild card win each year. That's as good as it gets.
Man.
They might have to.
I know. I just can't believe that. I also don't. I know Amari Cooper was $20 million per. That's Jerry's fault. Give him $20 million per. If that's too much for you. I mean, you look at Tyreek Hill, and that's not nearly. They missed him.
Yeah.
They missed him. If CeeDee Lamb's in the slot, and you put Amari Cooper where Gallup is,
that's danger, bro.
It is.
I remember the way Schultz played.
It is. Like, that's what you need. You need to have that extra oomph to get past. Again, I know we keep looking past the Bengals, but Higgins, Chase, and Boyd. Cowboys don't have that.
Three-headed monster, right?
Ayuk and Debo and McCaffrey and Kittle. Cowboys don't have that. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith,
Goddard
and all those running backs. Cowboys don't have that. Take a look at what the Chiefs have. Cowboys don't have that. Get that for Dak, and then let's talk.
But the thing is,
let's talk and hold on to it for Dak.
Travis Kelce's and George Kittle's just don't grow on trees.
Well, Dalton Schultz is pretty.
He's pretty good. Yeah,
it's
but
like he led your team in touchdowns in the postseason.
But he's not Kelce or Kittle. Is all I'm saying.
I hear you. I'm not ready to jump on deck. Let's just say if I had his jersey, I wouldn't have Susie stand in the kitchen, have me knock on the wall to let her know when to hit the button, and then come out like I'm some sort of, vaudeville actor over emoting, only to crumple up the jersey, throw it out in a trash can that doesn't have a bag in it, and then go back. And by the way, a kitchen not nearly one would think would be as finely appointed for somebody who makes $1 jillion a year.
By the way, I thought the exact
Just want to throw it all out there.
Thing. How many takes?
While we're on the subject matter.
How many takes do you think?
Shannon Sharpe apologized. One thing you should not apologize for is that cardigan. I like the cardigan a lot. If you're going to call out players on the court, in crypto.
Yep. On the floor.
On the floor.
On the wood.
And somehow not get ejected, wear a cardigan like that.
$3,000.
Look at that. I would rock that.
I mean, he had a $3,000.
Can I get that? Should I get that and wear it here?
Brockman,
where do we find that?
$3,000. We'll find it for
remember when you used to dress like Cam?
Yeah.
You used to do like your version of whatever Cam was wearing on the Monday.
That was a fun year.
We should find that version of that cardigan for Rich.
That was Overreaction Friday with Shannon. I don't know what was said to him back and forth. That was Overreaction Friday, but I am not overreacting. I would wear that cardigan.
Also, Rich, what you didn't see, Shannon Unk also had a pair of $8,000 Jordan 1 Dior on his feet. So, he was stunting on him. He was stunting on him.
All right, guys, 2 more. I know we love Brock Purdy, Rich. Well, you're obsessed with him.
Why not? It's the greatest stories in the history of the NFL, Chris.
I think you're renaming your kids Brock and Purdy. His so-so game should have the Niners a little worried about keeping up with the Eagles' offense.
I would agree. But you got to chalk it up to that Cowboys D, and they had trouble protecting him, and they stopped the run on the way to him, and I would be concerned about that. Let me just really get into it here, because I need to get this out. So his first road game was in Seattle. That's not an easy place to play. It was a Thursday night game. He won that game. A short week, he made his trip to Seattle, his first road start. Then his other road games, I don't think he played too many of them.
This is Guardian Radio 96.